Antsa, kapastem tsikasun. Today I'm going to share with you a legend that was told to me kayas from one of our Tihia, our elders. And this legend has to do with Wapus, rabbit, because we're told that kayas long ago, Wapus used to look a little different. He used to look more more like he didn't have such long feet and his ears weren't so long and he had a long tail. But something happened, kayas, that we're told. So kayas, we're told that Wapus was watching. He just loved the snow, and he loved dancing in the snow, and he loved it cold. He didn't like the warm weather too much. So he kept looking for ways. He thought, how am I gonna? I wish this snow would stay forever. I don't like this warm weather. Not at all. And he noticed at this time that when he was thinking about this, that year it was a really dry year. There was almost makway, no makway nippy, not too much water around the earth, and things were starting to get dry. So all of the animals they went to Trickster because Trickster was highly respected and he knew lots of things. So they asked Trickster, "Is there anything we could do? There's not too much water around, and it hasn't rained in a while. Can we do something about this?" Trickster said, "I know what to do." He said, "I know this song and this dance, and it'll make it rain. But I can only do this song and a dance in the summer months when there's no snow around. So I'll do it now. I'll do this dance." So Wapus was watching. I remember Wapus looked very different back then. And he was watching. He thought, well, I'm going to watch this Trickster. Because usually when Trickster would do something like that, nobody was supposed to be around. But Trickster started dancing, and drumming, and singing. And he was dancing around doing this rain dance. And all of a sudden, the clouds got dark and it started raining and raining and raining. And boy, all the animals were so happy that finally on this dry year they were getting rain and water coming. So they were happy. Wapus went away hopping and smiling to himself. He thought, I know what I'm going to do. Once it starts getting cold in the fall, I remember that song Trickster was doing. I'm going to see if I can sing that song and make it snow a real lot. So sure enough, came to the fall and the animals and the leaves started to go to sleep for the winter and it started to get a usual winter. Not started a little bit of snow, not very much. Finally, Wapus said, I I want lots and lots of snow." So he grabbed his drum. And Wapus Rabbit started dancing, singing the same song that Trickster was singing. All of a sudden, it started to snow and snow, real heavy, heavy snow. And the snow is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Oh, Wapus was just so happy, just smiling to himself. He said, "This is what I want. I hope it'll stay like this." So this is what wasn't the natural way to do things. And when Trickster did that, it was just because there was no water or anything in the summer. But Wapus did it when there was no need to. So the snow got really high. And Wapus, the snow was so high and he was running around eating. Oh, I just love all this snow everywhere. This is what I wanted. And he decided, well, oh, I'm just so tired from eating and running around on top of this deep snow. And Wapus went to sleep on top of Nipsey, climbed on a Nipsey branch, and he went to sleep there. What he didn't remember was that when Trickster does this, it's for a special reason. You can't just do those special songs anytime. So of course the snow wasn't supposed to be there. So right away it warmed up. Chinook came in and it warmed up and it started melting all the snow that Wapos had made come melted it really, really fast. So when Wapos woke up, he was sitting way high in the Snipsy, and he was way up the Snipsy, and he thought, well, how am I going to get down now? The snow all melted around me, and the ground is way down there. I don't climb trees. So he started to try and climb down, and he didn't make it very far before, he started to fall, and he fell out of the tree, and the first thing he hit was two branches on the tree where the crutch was on the tree, and he caught his ears there. Oh, he was all of a sudden he was hanging by his ears, and his ears started to stretch out while he was hanging there, and he kept shaking his head. Finally, he broke free, but his ears were already stretched out, and he broke free, and he started falling again to the ground out of this nipsey, hit another crutch in the tree, but this time he caught his feet, and his feet were caught in this tree. And his feet, he noticed, he looked up where his feet were hanging, and his feet started to stretch out. And he thought, oh, I don't like this at all. And he started to shake his feet. And he finally broke free, started to fall again. On the way down, he hit a little willow, a little branch, little tiny little nipsey, and he split his lip open. And it left a cut on his lip. He was holding his lip, still falling out of this tree. Finally, his long tail that he had, he caught it on a branch of a tree. And he was hanging in the tree like this by his long tail. Finally, he kept shaking, and his tail fell off and left a short little tail. Finally, bang, he hit the ground. Oh, he had the wind knocked out of him, and it was hard for him to breathe for a while, and he finally got up after a while, and he was looking at himself. Now he had this big split in his lip, had these two long ears where his ears got stretched, had these two long feet where his feet got stretched from hanging in the tree, and his tail was broken off, and he was just left with this little nub. He looked up in this nipsey that he had climbed, and that he fell out of, and he could see his beautiful white tail hanging in the little nipsey there. And he just shook his head, and he just finally stumbled away. Meanwhile, not far, Trickster was watching all of this, and he was just hitting his knee, laughing, just clapping his hands. He said, aha, good for you, Wapos. I was watching, I saw you watching me sing my rain song, and you trying to use it in the snow, and look what happened to you. So from now, kah kaya Wapos, all of you rabbits are going to have long ears, split in the mouth, and the long feet, and this short little tail to remind you of what you did, or the wrong you did. But not only that, just so you'll never forget, the nipsey, when they grow in the spring, they're going to show your tail hanging in a tree on all their branches, and for all time, every time Nihia look at these nipsey in the spring, they'll see Wapos' tail there, just to remind them, you don't do things like that when you're not supposed to. You don't be selfish. You think about the rest of the world around you. So this is the story of Wapos that we're told from Gayas. It's passed down to us. And as Nihawak, we're told every time we look in the nipsey in the spring, we see Wapos' tail hanging on all these little trees, just to remind us of what Wapos did, and to remind us not to be selfish like Wapos. So now you know the story of Wapos and the Pussywillows. Samag.